Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it has finished literally as I'm recording this about 10 minutes ago. It finished at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. And to be honest, I don't really we definitely got away with one there today. For the most part, apart from like that 5-10 minutes towards the end of the game where we came back, it was pretty piss poor today in terms of performance. Credit to Chelsea. I kind of, and to be fair, I kind of expected this to happen. I expected them to come out flying. I expected them to really want this game and really want to take 3 points from this game. I think they've only won one home game all season, and getting their second home win would be against Arsenal would have probably been perfect for them and their fans. And for most of the game, our midfield was completely overrun by that midfield three of Caicedo, Cole Palmer, and Gallagher, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. Sorry. So it just looked like we couldn't handle them. Couldn't handle the pace of Sterling and Mudryk on the wings. It was a difficult night overall. To be fair, most of the goals, apart from maybe the last goal of the game, were all either mistakes or refereeing decisions or something like that. So the first goal for Chelsea was a penalty scored by Cole Palmer after a handball shout went to VAR from Saliba. It was I was kind of undecided whether it was or whether it wasn't, but I know that a lot of those have been given recently, so it's kind of like, well, eventually you're going to have, it's probably, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's been given before, so it'll be given. Chelsea get the lead. We go in at half-time 1-0 down, come out in the second half, and about 5-6 minutes into the second half, Mudryk breaks on the right hand side. No, was it the left hand side? No, it would have been the right hand side because Martinelli was at the bottom of the screen. Breaks on the right hand side, puts the ball and looks up, puts the ball in for a cross, and it goes over. It kind of pivots to the left and then goes over Raya. And to be fair, when you look at the replays, it looks really bad on Raya's part. It looks like he was way off his line. It was almost as if that he would have had no chance if that was a shot. It was definitely a cross. Like, Mudryk didn't mean to do it. And I don't know what it is about teams, about players that are linked with Arsenal, that every time they play Arsenal, they play amazing. So Mudryk had a really good game. Caicedo had a really good game. And it seems to always happen. It seems to always happen for some reason. And at this point, we were looking dead and buried. We were looking like, it's the first Premier League loss of the season, first league loss of the season. And then out of nowhere, Robert Sanchez makes a mistake after a pass from Gallagher. I think it was Gallagher, and it's intercepted by Rice. Rice takes a shot just outside the centre circle. Basically, it's a brilliant finish from Rice. To be fair, pounces on the mistake by Sanchez, 2-1. And at this point, we're like, well, at that point, I was thinking consolation. I can't really, because we not really had much of a footing in the game. Like, Ødegaard literally had no space at all. Every time he got the ball, he had like 4 or 5 players on him. The same with Saka and Martinelli. To be fair, like, Chelsea pressed really, really well today. And I was thinking, 2-1, just take the L and move on. And then, Arteta makes a few wholesale changes. Smith Rowe comes on, Havertz comes on, Nketiah comes on. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it looks as if like we've rejuvenated into life. Saka gets the ball on the right hand side, pings it in. and Trossard came on as well, and Trossard is on the end of it, just sneaks it past Gusto, and it's 2-2, and sort of out of nowhere it's 2-2. And I mean, in those, as I say, in those like 10-15 minutes, the fight that we put in was really good, and it was really admirable. I mean, this is one thing I've noticed, particularly in the last 2 or 3 seasons with Arteta, is that there is a fight there that there wasn't there under Emery and Wenger. Worse under those two, probably worse in Wenger's latter days, where, you know, we concede a goal, go 2-0 down, and then we basically just capitulate, particularly against teams like Chelsea, United, City and Spurs. Although I don't think in the latter days of Wenger we've ever been like battered by Spurs. But yeah, like overall the performance wasn't great, and I think we did just about enough to get the point. The worrying signs for me are just I wouldn't. That's the thing. I'm not even going to sit here and say that we played badly. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to say it was like so bad that like. And there are going to be people online that are going to be on X right now ranting their asses off, and people going on AFTV and all over the place ranting and raving. Chelsea fans will also feel hard done by as well, because they were in control for most of the game. As I say, we were lucky to get a point from this. And the only commendable thing really is that we fought to get that point. But yeah, like I wouldn't say we were so bad that like it's worth shouting about or whatever. I just think for some reason it just wasn't working today, and we probably had our best 11 out there. To be honest, without Timber. We had Zinchenko. Our best 11 from sort of last season minus Partey, Partey and Xhaka. Sorry. So yeah, it's kind of annoying that we didn't put Chelsea to the sword. But then again, as I said in the preview, I feel like Chelsea were going to come into this as like we've got to beat these guys, because they absolutely embarrassed us at the back end of last season and at Stamford Bridge as well, even though it was 1-0. So I know I said in the preview 1-0 to the Arsenal, but that was because I'm not going to sit here and say Chelsea are going to beat us. I really didn't know what was going to happen, because I knew under Pochettino, this Chelsea side, him being an ex-Spurs manager as well, this Chelsea side will want to beat us. And to be fair, they almost did. If it wasn't for the I don't think if Sanchez doesn't make that mistake, Chelsea win the game, I think. And the thing that Chelsea fans have to look at, and I've noticed this has happened a lot so far this season under Pochettino, is that they keep letting teams back in. And that's what's happened. A game that they should have won, they've drawn. But from an Arsenal perspective, it's just good to see that we've fought to get a point, which is really encouraging. I mean, I'm in two minds. I'm disappointed because after beating City last week or a couple of weeks ago, because obviously we've had the international break, we needed to capitalize on that and beat another big team. But we haven't done that. But on the bright side, we came back from 2-0 down to take a point. So it's better than nothing. It's better than losing the game. So all in all, happy that we got the point, but not really too fond of the performance. We need to improve. Next Premier League game, I believe, is Burnley. I think Burnley or Sheffield United. I can never remember. It's one of the two. I'm away. I'm out of my home address at the time, so that's why I'm trying to work out. So yeah, after the Carabao Cup and the Champions League, we've got Sheffield United after Sevilla in the Champions League. Sheffield United at home, who Manchester United are literally just about to play in about a minute as I'm recording this. So yeah, it's all about getting on now and try and get a result against Sevilla, which isn't going to be easy. I think that's probably going to be the hardest game of our Champions League group. And then get back to winning ways against Sheffield United. We'll see how Spurs get on Monday against Fulham. Obviously, City beat Brighton 2-1 today, so that's annoying. But yeah, like in terms of the context of the whole league, this result isn't the best. But I think as an individual game, from being dead and buried pretty much to come back 2-2 the way that we did is pretty commendable. I just think our performances need to improve. There's been something not quite right since the start of the season, I'd say. I think the best performance we've had was against PSV in the Champions League, in the opening game of the Champions League. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again early. I think we're playing on Tuesday, aren't we? So yeah, I'll be back again with a preview for Sevilla on Monday. So until then, take care and stay safe. And also, one more thing, as always, fuck Gary Neville.